welcome back to the deep dive. We're diving into this tool that I keep hearing about called BigQuery Data Canvas.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's talking about it these days.
It's getting a lot of buzz, and we wanted to figure out what's the big deal with it.
Yeah.
So picture this. You step into an artist's studio,
Okay.
but instead of paints and brushes, you're surrounded by data, ready to be shaped and molded.
Oh, I like that.
It's like you can actually sculpt insights out of raw information.
That's a great way to put it. BigQuery Data Canvas really does bring that creative aspect to data analysis.
Yeah.
It lets you experiment and visualize data in ways that, traditional tools just can't match.
And get this, the cool thing is you don't need to be a coding whiz to unlock these insights.
Right.
We're looking at excerpts from this article,
Okay.
pasted text, and talks about how you can use plain English to write queries.
Interesting.
That's right. You don't need to memorize complex SQL syntax.
Yeah.
The Canvas translates it for you.
Wow.
So I'm curious to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah. It's a game changer for accessibility.
Yeah.
You can literally type in questions like, what are my top selling products?
Mm-hmm.
Or which customer segment has the highest engagement? And the Canvas just generates the corresponding SQL behind the scenes for you.
Okay. So that's impressive.
Yeah.
But how does this artist studio analogy actually play out in BigQuery Data Canvas? Like, how does that really work?
Well, think of SQL scripts as the brushes in your digital art studio.
Okay.
They give you the precision to highlight specific data points, just like an artist uses different brush strokes to create texture and depth.
So instead of staring at a spreadsheet full of numbers, you can actually shape the data to reveal the story behind it.
Exactly. And just like a painter chooses specific colors, you can use SQL commands to extract the exact insights you need from that data. It's about transforming raw information into a meaningful narrative.
All right. I'm starting to get the picture now.
Good.
So if SQL's our brush, then what's the canvas?
The canvas is the BigQuery Data Canvas workspace. It's like a blank slate, a space where you pull in different data sources, experiment with various queries, and watch your insights come to life.
The article also mentions this thing called a DAG.
Yeah.
A Directed Acyclic Graph.
Right.
And I'll admit, that sounds a bit intimidating.
It might sound complex, but it's actually a very helpful visual aid.
Yeah.
Imagine a flowchart that maps out every step of your analysis, from the initial data source to the final output.
So it's like having this roadmap to guide you through this sea of data.
Exactly. It helps you understand how the data is being transformed at each stage, making sure that you're on the right track and getting accurate insights.
Okay, I see how the pieces fit together now, but can we walk through a specific example? Like, how would someone use BigQuery Data Canvas to analyze, let's say, sales data?
Sure. Let's say you're a marketing manager trying to understand customer behavior.
Okay.
You could start by pulling in data from your CRM, your website analytics, maybe even social media feeds.
So it's like gathering all the different colors for your painting.
Exactly. Then using SQL, you can define different customer segments based on their demographics or purchase history. It's like sketching the outlines of your data landscape.
And is this where the plain English querying comes in? You don't need to be an SQL expert to segment your customers.
Absolutely. You can ask questions like, show me all customers who have made a purchase in the last month.
Oh, wow.
Or identify customers who have visited the website but haven't made a purchase.
That's really powerful, You have the data to back up your marketing strategies.
Exactly. No more gut feeling.
Yeah. No more relying on anecdotal evidence.
And once you've defined your customer segments, you can dig deeper.
Okay.
You can use SQL to calculate the average purchase value for each segment or analyze conversion rates.
So you're going beyond just the surface level and uncovering those hidden gems within the data.
Precisely. It's like adding layers of detail to your painting.
Okay, so we've gathered our data, we've sketched out the customer segments, and we're starting to uncover some insights.
Right.
What's the next step in this data art journey?
Now it's time to bring those insights to life with data visualizations.
Okay.
Think of it as adding color and vibrancy to your masterpiece.
So we're moving from black and white sketches to full-blown color.
Exactly. You can use charts, graphs, maps, all these visual elements to tell the story of your data.
I can already see how this would be so valuable for presentations.
Yeah.
For reports, for dashboards.
Yeah.
A well-designed chart can communicate information so much better than just a spreadsheet.
It turns data into a language that anyone can understand.
Yeah.
By making it visually engaging, you're more likely to capture people's attention and drive action.
So we've gone from a blank canvas to a vibrant data visualization.
We have.
It sounds like a pretty smooth process so far.
It is.
But in the real world, things don't always go according to plan.
Right.
What happens when you hit a snag or need to make adjustments?
That's where version control comes in.
Version control.
Think of it as having an undo button for your data analysis.
I like that.
You can save different versions of your work track changes and revert back to a previous state if you need to.
So like a safety net.
Exactly. You can experiment freely knowing you can always go back.
Yeah.
Especially in a fast-paced business environment where things change constantly, this ability to adapt is crucial.
Okay, I see that.
You might need to update your analysis as new data becomes available or you get feedback.
So this whole process, it's starting to sound less like data analysis and more like a creative collaboration.
It is, and BigQuery Data Canvas facilitates that collaboration.
Yeah.
Multiple users can work on the same project.
At the same time.
Simultaneously, sharing insights, building upon each other's work.
So instead of data analysis being this solitary activity, it becomes a team sport.
Precisely. By bringing together different perspectives, you're more likely to uncover those game-changing insights.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm already seeing how BigQuery Data Canvas can transform how we approach data analysis.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
There's so much more to explore, but before we dive deeper, let's recap what we've learned so far.
Yeah.
We started with this intriguing artist's studio analogy, where SQL acts as our brush.
Yeah.
The BigQuery workspace becomes our canvas, and we use data visualization to bring our insights to life.
In full color.
Exactly. We also saw how BigQuery Data Canvas facilitates collaboration, iteration, and version control, making data analysis more accessible and dynamic.
It really does sound like a powerful tool.
But the real question is, how does all of this translate into real-world applications? How can you, as a listener, use BigQuery Data Canvas to solve your own data challenges and make more informed decisions?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's what we'll explore in part 2.
I'm excited to dive into that. So we've laid the groundwork, explored this whole studio analogy, and now I'm ready to get practical. Where would someone actually use BigQuery Data Canvas?
Well, the exciting part is it's incredibly versatile. I've seen it used for everything from just basic data exploration to really complex predictive modeling.
The article mentioned that it's great for data analysts and engineers who are already fluent in SQL.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But earlier we talked about how you don't need to be a SQL expert to use this tool.
Right.
So is that realistic for someone just starting their data journey?
Absolutely. Think of it this way. You don't need to be a mechanic to drive a car.
Right.
BigQuery Data Canvas provides that user-friendly interface, especially with the natural language processing.
Yeah. Right.
It handles all the complex SQL mechanics behind the scenes.
That makes me think about all those times I've been intimidated by a massive spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And just wished I could ask it plain English questions.
Exactly. Let's say you're a marketing manager.
Okay.
You could use BigQuery Data Canvas to analyze website traffic, track campaign performance, identify key customer segments, all without needing to write a single line of SQL code.
That's a game changer for anyone who needs to make data-driven decisions but doesn't have the time or the technical expertise to wrangle with complex queries.
Right. And let's not forget the power of visualization.
Yeah.
Imagine creating interactive dashboards that show real-time customer insights.
Okay.
Or generating reports that clearly illustrate the ROI of your marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
It's not just about crunching numbers, it's about telling a story with the data.
That visual aspect really resonates with me.
Yeah.
You know, before I learned about BigQuery, I used to spend hours trying to make charts and graphs in spreadsheets.
Oh, yeah.
And it never looked quite right.
Oh, that struggle.
You know.
BigQuery Data Canvas makes visualization much more intuitive.
Yeah.
You can turn those insights into compelling visuals that really drive the point home.
The article also highlighted the collaborative nature of this tool.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that? What does collaboration look like in BigQuery Data Canvas?
Think of it like a shared art studio, where everyone can contribute to the masterpiece. Multiple team members can work on the same project simultaneously, share their analyses, build on each other's insights, and all while using version control to keep track of everything.
Hold on, version control.
Yeah.
Is that like an undo button for data analysis?
You got it. It's a lifesaver.
Okay.
Especially in a fast-paced business environment where things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
With version control, you can experiment freely knowing you can always revert back to a previous state.
Okay, that takes a lot of the pressure off.
Right.
No more fear of accidentally messing up the entire analysis with one wrong move.
Exactly.
But I'm also thinking, with multiple people working on the same project,
Yeah.
doesn't that get chaotic?
That's where the structured workflow of BigQuery Data Canvas really shines.
Okay.
It's not just a free-for-all.
Right.
Remember the DAGs we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
They provide a clear roadmap of the analysis process, ensuring everyone is on the same page and that the data flows logically.
So even with a team of people collaborating, you still have that sense of control and organization.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about streamlining the process, making it more efficient and transparent. Mm-hmm. And this collaborative aspect isn't limited to just data analysts and engineers.
Okay.
It can involve stakeholders from different departments like marketing, sales, finance, anyone who needs access to those data-driven insights.
So it's breaking down those silos that often exist between departments.
Exactly.
And creating a more data-driven culture across the entire organization.
It's about empowering everyone to speak the language of data and use it to make smarter decisions.
This is all sounding really impressive.
Good.
But I want to play devil's advocate for a moment.
Okay.
Are there any limitations to BigQuery Data Canvas? Is it really the magical data utopia it seems to be?
Well, no tool is perfect.
Right.
While BigQuery Data Canvas simplifies many aspects of data analysis, it does still require a basic understanding of data concepts and relationships.
So you can't just throw data at it and expect it to magically spit out insights.
Right. It's a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for human expertise and critical thinking.
Yeah, you still need to ask the right questions.
You do.
Interpret the results and translate those insights into actionable strategies.
Absolutely.
That's a good point. It's about using the tool to enhance our abilities, not replace them entirely.
Right.
Now, we've talked a lot about the benefits of BigQuery Data Canvas.
We have.
But are there any specific use cases where it really stands out?
Absolutely. Think about industries that rely heavily on real-time data analysis.
Okay.
Like finance, healthcare, or e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
In those fields, the ability to quickly process massive data sets and visualize trends is critical.
So it's not just for big tech companies.
No.
It has applications across a wide range of industries.
Definitely. For example, in healthcare.
Okay.
You could use BigQuery Data Canvas to analyze patient records, identify patterns in disease outbreaks, and develop more effective treatment plans.
Wow.
In finance. It can be used to monitor market trends, manage risk, and optimize investment strategies.
It sounds like the possibilities are truly endless.
They are.
But I'm also curious about how BigQuery Data Canvas compares to other data analysis tools out there.
Right.
Is it a completely unique offering, or are there similar tools available?
It's definitely part of a larger trend towards making data analysis more accessible and intuitive. We're seeing the emergence of no-code and low-code platforms that allow users to build data pipelines, create visualizations, and generate insights without writing complex code.
So BigQuery Data Canvas isn't necessarily the only game in town.
Right.
But it seems to be at the forefront of this movement towards democratizing data analysis.
That's a great way to put it. It's not just about making data analysis easier. It's about empowering people from all backgrounds to harness the power of data and use it to drive innovation and make a real impact.
Okay, I'm really starting to see the bigger picture here.
Good.
But I'm also wondering, with all these different data analysis tools popping up, how does BigQuery Data Canvas fit into the broader data landscape? Does it play well with other tools and technologies?
That's a crucial question, and the answer is yes. BigQuery Data Canvas is designed to integrate seamlessly with other Google Cloud services, creating a powerful and flexible ecosystem for data management and analysis.
So it's not a standalone tool that lives in isolation.
No, it's not.
It's part of a larger, interconnected network of data tools and resources.
Precisely. And that's one of its major strengths.
Okay.
By leveraging the power of the Google Cloud platform, BigQuery Data Canvas can handle massive data sets, scale to meet demanding workloads, and integrate with a wide range of data sources and applications.
This is all incredibly valuable information, but I can't help but feel like we're just scratching the surface.
We are.
There's still so much more to learn about BigQuery Data Canvas and its role in the future of data analysis.
You're absolutely right. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's always more to explore. And in part 3, we'll delve even deeper into the technical nuances and practical considerations of using BigQuery Data Canvas in real-world scenarios.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah.
Talked about the studio analogy, explored those real-world applications.
Yeah.
Even touched on some of those limitations. But before we wrap up, I want to kind of dig a bit deeper into the technical side of things.
Okay.
So for our listeners who are already familiar with data analysis, what are some of the nuances that they should be aware of when working with BigQuery Data Canvas?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
While BigQuery Data Canvas offers a more intuitive way to work with SQL, it's still important to have a solid grasp of relational database concepts and SQL logic.
So it's not a complete substitute for SQL knowledge.
Not exactly. Think of it as a powerful tool that enhances your existing SQL skills.
Okay.
Not replaces them entirely. You'll still need to understand how to structure queries, join tables, and apply various functions to really manipulate and analyze the data effectively.
That makes sense.
Oh?
It's like having a fancy set of chef's knives that can make your life in the kitchen a lot easier.
Right.
But you still need to know the basics of cooking.
You do.
To create a delicious meal.
I like that analogy.
Right.
And just like a chef needs to choose the right knife for the job, a data analyst needs to understand the strengths and limitations of different SQL techniques when working with BigQuery Data Canvas.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
There are situations where BigQuery Data Canvas might not be the best tool for the job.
That's right. While it excels at interactive data exploration, visualization, and collaboration, there might be specific use cases where a more code-centric approach using traditional SQL tools would be more efficient.
Can you give us an example of a situation where someone might opt for a more traditional SQL workflow instead of using BigQuery Data Canvas?
Sure. Let's say you're working on a highly complex data transformation process that involves multiple steps. Intricate logic and custom functions. In that case, it might be more efficient to write and execute your SQL code directly within a dedicated SQL editor.
So it's about understanding the right tool for the right task.
It is.
BigQuery Data Canvas isn't meant to replace all other data analysis tools.
Right.
But rather to complement them.
Exactly.
Provide a more user-friendly and collaborative approach for certain types of analysis.
Exactly.
Now, earlier we talked about how BigQuery Data Canvas is tightly integrated with the Google Cloud ecosystem.
Yes.
For someone who's already using Google Cloud, that's probably a huge plus.
It is.
But what about those who are new to Google Cloud?
Yeah.
Are there any potential hurdles they should be aware of?
That's a valid point. If you're not already familiar with Google Cloud, there might be a bit of a learning curve when it comes to navigating the platform, setting up projects, and managing resources.
So it's not as simple as just logging in and starting to analyze data.
Right. There's a bit of upfront setup and configuration involved.
Well, for someone who's completely new to cloud computing in general,
yeah,
are there any specific concepts or terminology they should familiarize themselves with before diving into BigQuery Data Canvas?
It would definitely be helpful to have a basic understanding of cloud storage, compute instances, and data warehousing concepts.
Okay, good to know. Now let's talk about cost.
Okay.
We all know that cloud services can sometimes come with a hefty price tag.
They can.
So what are the cost considerations for using BigQuery Data Canvas?
That's an important question.
Yeah.
And the answer, as with most cloud services, is it depends.
Okay.
BigQuery operates on a pay-as-you-go model, which means you only pay for the resources you actually use.
So no massive upfront investments or long-term contracts?
Not necessarily. There are options for flat-rate pricing if you have predictable workloads.
Okay.
But the flexibility of pay-as-you-go is a major advantage for many users.
Okay, so how do you actually determine the cost of using BigQuery Data Canvas? What factors come into play?
The main cost drivers are storage, processing, and data transfer.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. Storage refers to the amount of data you're storing in BigQuery. Processing is the computational power used to execute your queries and transformations. And data transfer refers to the movement of data into and out of BigQuery.
So the more data you store, the more complex your queries are.
Right.
And the more data you're moving around, the higher your costs will be.
That's the general idea.
Yeah.
But the good news is that Google Cloud offers various pricing tiers and optimization strategies to help you manage and control your costs.
That's reassuring. It sounds like there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to finding a pricing plan that fits your budget and usage patterns.
There is.
Now, shifting gears a bit, we've talked a lot about how BigQuery Data Canvas is changing the game for data analysis. But how does it fit into the broader landscape of data tools and techniques?
Yeah.
Is it a standalone solution, or does it play well with other tools?
It's definitely not a standalone tool. BigQuery Data Canvas is designed to integrate seamlessly with other Google Cloud services, as well as with a wide range of third-party tools and platforms.
So it's not a walled garden.
It's not.
You can bring in data from different sources.
You can.
Connect to other tools.
Yes.
And extend its functionality.
Absolutely. For example, you could pull data from your CRM system, your marketing automation platform, or even your social media feeds.
Yeah.
You can also connect BigQuery Data Canvas to visualization tools like Tableau or Looker to create stunning dashboards and reports.
That's really impressive. It sounds like BigQuery Data Canvas is a powerful hub that connects different parts of your data ecosystem.
That's a great way to put it. It's not just about analyzing data in isolation. It's about connecting the dots, building a comprehensive view of your data landscape, and driving insights across your entire organization.
This has been a truly insightful deep dive.
It has.
I think we've covered all the key aspects of BigQuery Data Canvas, from its user-friendly interface and collaborative features to its technical nuances and cost considerations.
We have.
What are your final thoughts on this tool and its potential impact on the future of data analysis?
I believe BigQuery Data Canvas is a game changer for data accessibility and democratization.
Yeah.
It's empowering people from all backgrounds to explore, analyze, and visualize data in ways that were previously unimaginable.
It's no longer a domain reserved for data scientists and engineers.
Exactly.
Anyone with a curious mind and a desire to uncover insights can now participate in the data revolution.
And as the volume and complexity of data continue to grow, tools like BigQuery Data Canvas will become even more essential for businesses and organizations of all sizes.
Well said. It's been a fascinating journey exploring the world of BigQuery Data Canvas. I hope our listeners have gained a deeper understanding of this powerful tool and its potential to unlock the insights hidden within their data.
Yeah, absolutely. I encourage everyone to explore BigQuery Data Canvas and see for themselves how it can transform their approach to data analysis.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into BigQuery Data Canvas. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating world of data.